What happens when a young boy's heartfelt effort to buy his mom a special gift collides with an unexpected act of kindness from Barron Trump? A simple moment in a small town jewelry store turns into a life changing experience that leaves everyone speechless. Watch how one act of compassion creates ripples of inspiration no one saw coming. The winter wind whistled through the streets of Madison, Wisconsin, as Ethan Jensen trudged along the icy sidewalk, his breath puffing out in small white clouds. At just 9 years old, he had developed a keen sense of observation, a quality his mother, Clara, always praised. Ethan saw things others missed, like how her tired smile didn't quite reach her eyes after her long shifts at St. Mary's Hospital, or how her laughter seemed to fade when she thought no one was watching. Clara Jensen was a nurse, a single mother who juggled long hours and late nights to provide for Ethan. Yet, no matter how exhausting her day was, she always greeted him with the same words, "Seeing you makes it all worth it." Those words were her armor, a shield against the fatigue and sacrifices she bore for their little family. With her birthday just a week away, Ethan was determined to give her something that would remind her how much she meant to him. Something special, something that would make her smile reach her eyes. For months, Ethan had been saving every coin he could find. He shoveled snow for neighbors in exchange for nickels and dimes, skipped ice cream at lunch to pocket the quarters his mom gave him, and even searched the couch cushions for loose change. It wasn't much, but every penny counted. On a cold Saturday morning, he emptied the glass jar hidden under his bed and carefully counted the contents. $5.72. It wasn't a fortune, but it was enough for a start. He poured the coins into a small pouch, tucked it into his jacket pocket, and headed to Goldstein Jewelers, the only jewelry store in town. The bell above the door jingled softly as Ethan stepped inside the warm, cozy shop. Rows of sparkling jewelry gleamed under soft yellow lights, and the scent of polished wood filled the air. Behind the counter stood Mrs. Goldstein, her silver hair neatly pinned back, her warm smile making the store feel even more welcoming. "Hello there," she said, leaning slightly over the counter. "What can I do for you, young man?" Ethan hesitated, clutching his pouch tightly. "It's my mom's birthday," he said quietly. "I want to get her something special, but I don't have a lot of money." Mrs. Goldstein's smile softened. "That's very thoughtful of you. Let's see what we can find." Ethan placed the pouch on the counter. She opened it and carefully counted the coins, her movements deliberate, as if she understood the weight of each penny. $5.72, she said gently. Scanning the displays, she pulled out small silver heart charm. "This one is pure silver, part of our older stock. I can let you have it for what you saved." Ethan's face lit up. "Really? She's going to love it." As Mrs. Goldstein began wrapping the charm, the sound of screeching tires outside drew their attention. A sleek black SUV pulled up to the curb, its tinted windows reflecting the snowy street. The door opened and a tall young man stepped out, flanked by two men in dark suits. When the bell jingled again and the man entered, the atmosphere shifted. Mrs. Goldstein straightened, her professional demeanor kicking in, but even she looked momentarily taken aback. It was Barron Trump. Ethan froze, his small frame shrinking as the tall figure approached the counter. Barron glanced around the store, his sharp features calm yet commanding. His gaze briefly landed on Ethan, and he gave a small nod, almost as if to put the boy at ease. "What can I help you with today?" Mrs. Goldstein asked, her voice steady. "I'm looking for a gift," Barron replied. "Something elegant but meaningful." As Barron examined a case of watches, Ethan's focus returned to the small box Mrs. Goldstein was wrapping. He could already picture his mom's face when she opened it. "What's that?" Barron asked suddenly, gesturing toward the box. Mrs. Goldstein hesitated. "It's a small charm this young man is buying for his mother's birthday." Barron's brow furrowed slightly, and he looked at Ethan. "For your mom?" Ethan nodded, his voice barely audible. "She works really hard. I wanted to get her something special. Barron's expression softened. That's a nice gift. After a moment's silence, Barron turned to Mrs. Goldstein. Do you have something similar, but maybe a bit more striking? She nodded and retrieved a gold star pendant, its delicate design shimmering under the lights. What about this? Barron asked Ethan. Ethan's eyes widened. It's beautiful, but I don't have enough money for that. Barron smiled faintly. Don't worry about the price. Consider it my gift to you and your mom. Tears welled up in Ethan's eyes. Why would you do that? You don't even know me. Barron crouched slightly to meet his gaze. Because what you're doing for your mom is special. Not everyone would go to those lengths. Sometimes, when we can make someone's life a little better, we should. The room was silent, the weight of his words settling over everyone. Mrs. Goldstein wrapped the gold pendant, and Barron handed her his credit card. Thank you, Ethan whispered, clutching the box tightly. When Ethan gave his mom the pendant on her birthday, her reaction was everything he had hoped for and more. She cried as she hugged him, her tired eyes sparkling with joy. In the following weeks, the story of Ethan and Barron spread through the community. People marveled at the unexpected act of kindness, and Ethan carried the memory with him, a reminder of the power of compassion. Years later, as an adult, Ethan continued to live by the lesson he learned that day. Kindness has no price tag, but its impact is immeasurable. The ripple effect of kindness has the power to transform lives. One small act can inspire waves of change, creating a world where compassion thrives. If this story warmed your heart and reminded you of the power of kindness, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more inspiring tales like this. Share this story with someone who could use a little reminder that even small acts of compassion can create big waves. Together, let's spread positivity and make the world a better place, one story at a time. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.